sanitizing alleged brutal evictions in Mau Narok. Cheruiyot argues that security agencies are evicting people beyond the Mau cut line. And as our political affairs reporter Jeff Kirui now tells us, a section of MA members staged demonstrations in Narok town in support of the ongoing evictions.
Monday morning, a section of Narok residents marched along Narok-Mahimayu Highway in protest against calls by some politicians for Mau forest evictions to stop. A protest on the backdrop of government stance that it will not relent on the ongoing evictions in Mau Narok, but once again the intended efforts to restore forest cover in the water catchment area is causing political storm, pitting Jubilee officials against each other. Rift Valley leaders accusing security agencies of human rights violation during the eviction exercise.
4,000 children are not going to school. Children have been born in the bushes and they've died due to pneumonia. CS Raphael Tuju owes the good Kenyans living in Mau Narok an apology for appearing to sanitize what is obviously a gross violation of human rights.
Enforcement sometimes means that you remove people by force. And when they run away and they know they're not supposed to be there, what are you supposed to do? Carry those houses carefully out of the forest?
Kericho's Senator Aaron Cheruiyot accusing Raphael Tuju of sanitizing inhumane eviction at Mau Narok following an amateur video showing police officers clobbering residents during the eviction exercise.
Has there been one casualty?
None yet.
None yet. So somebody cannot tell me that this thing has been carried out so inhumanely, and yet we don't even have a single casualty.
He's seated in a plum, well-furnished, air-conditioned office, speaking so aloofly of issues that he has very little understanding about.
Senate Majority Leader Kipchumba Murkomen has been at the epicenter of the Mau storm, following his sentiments that the evictions are political. And now a section of Kalenjin professionals are calling on Jubilee leadership to seek a long-lasting solution to the Mau issue.
We ask the president to do something and have a lasting solution, either by forming a task force to oversee how those who have been evicted and engage them to replant trees in these areas and keep alternative settlement as is identified.
The Mau issue has in the past sunk political ambitions of prominent political leaders, among them opposition leader Raila Odinga, who was tasked in the Grand Coalition government to spearhead similar evictions and exercise his political rival William Ruto used against him in 2013 general election. And now Ruto finds himself in a similar position, spearheading the current evictions. Jeff Kirui, KTN News.
Reactions and cries from the South Rift. We have been covering this story for you in its entire breadth. But what does the rest of the Rift Valley think? Let's now bring in our man in the North Rift, Elvis Kosgei, with a view from there. Elvis.
Ben, according to Uasin Gishu County residents, the Mau issue is a cycle. After every election, people are told to move out of Mau, but when it nears another election, the rules are relaxed. So the issue of Mau started way back in 1930, where it was declared a crown land. Then later in 1945, we saw where it was also declared a national reserve. In 1954, Mau area was gazetted as an official gazetted area, which is one of the biggest water towers in the country. Then in 2004, we had also an issue where Paul Ndungu then tabled a report before Parliament where he wanted those powerful individuals then in the Moise government to encroach the land area to move out of the Mau. It's an issue that also saw in 2008 where former Prime Minister Raila Odinga issued an order to evict those who had encroached the Mau area. A move that was opposed then by Eldoret North MP William Ruto then and Chepalungu Member of Parliament Isaac Ruto. They wanted the government to issue an alternative land to settlers who had settled in the area. In 2013, then Deputy President William Ruto was the Eldoret Member of Parliament, used the Mau eviction to settle the political score against former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. But then In 2015, we saw then Ruto move to the area and wanted residents who had enclosed the area to move out of the area. This year, June 25, Deputy President William Ruto again, while at Sogo, this is in Narok South, he wanted residents or settlers who had enclosed the area to move out of the area. So these are political things that we have been having accusations and counter-accusations. We saw Senate Majority Leader Kipchumba Murkomen last Thursday moved to the area where he was accusing George Natembeya, who was the police boss in the area, that he was using excessive force on settlers who had enclosed the Mau area. So it's a thing that has been going on and again. It's a cycle. So it's a small matter of the remaining days that will determine the fate of 7,000 people or the 7,000 evictees who are living in the Mau area.
Thank you, Elvis. Elvis Kosgei there from the North Rift, telling us what the view from there is. Sorry, we shall continue to keep an eye on for your story that is proving to be a hot political potato, especially for the Jubilee administration. You're watching KTN Prime. Thank you for staying with us. Let's now take a quick commercial break here on the broadcast.